to roughly around 60%. So it's much more faster hitting, faster get your stats, and faster pop that torn apart memories. So jumping into the first stage of the draft is going to be Badang banned out, Kalea banned out. Very typical of that. I know there's a little bit of a nerf onto Badang, but it's still super prio just because he's so annoying. And that wall, though, just disrupts entire gameplays. So what's next?
Let's see. All right. I mean, with this influence rage, okay, there you go. The Granger ban comes through. I think they want either the Harith or they might pick up the Suyo here for their first pick, right? I mean, the Suyo, the junglers, has been a little bit more, also a very, arguably a stale, like heroes, right? I mean, like Suyo and then Joy and then what?
You got a Fanny.
Fanny as well, but not all the teams
Fanny's
can
open.
deliver a Fanny.
It's going to be pretty big. So Fanny's open, Suyo's open, Joy's open. They're opening all of the assassins, fanning out the mid lanes as well. So that's going to be the phobias being picked up first by Influence Race. So Brazil really likes that thick, tanky boy up in the EXP side. So Munster is going to be repping that one out.
Yeah, I think, I mean, to give you context, Moonsters really like the phobias here in Indo. It seems like in Brazil, different air, but he also likes the phobias. And look at the response here, right? The Harith and the Suyo. Now, I don't like the trade here for Influence Rage. I like the first two picks from the side of Papara Supermassive. What's their response?
Let them cook. I mean, oftentimes you see teams pick up the Suyo, then you go ahead and pick up the Joy. But this time around, I think you can just think about this. Pick up a Prio Mage. You could go for the Yi or Loi. That's a Hayabusa again, So he has a little bit of a adjusted damage. I wouldn't say he's nerfed just because like his shadows will be quite effective in dashing him around, but from a split push perspective, I think Suyo does have the upper hand.
Okay.
And the Farsa, here we go again.
Yeah, I think the Lui, they banned the Lui, so I think, you're right. The Farsa, it has range, but take a look at the quick response from Papara. So it seems like they're focused on, we like the Fermis in our composition. Against the Farsa, sure, we lose on that range, but at least against the Shadow Kill and that Nether Realm, it's clutch.
Yeah. There's a lot of high rotations coming in from the Brazilians, especially with the Farsa. So early game, there's going to be a lot of fighting around in the side lanes and really fast wave clear. So they're trying to match that with the Farmers. Second phase ban, taking out the Gato, taking out the high loss. So the tanks are being stripped away this time around. So Influence Rage, I think Tigro looks kind of good here.
I like the Tig pick, and also remember a hero that was buffed as well, a Chip. Chip is still up and available here. If they don't ban it out, I think one of them can definitely pick up the Chip.
I think Chip and Sylvana are banned this time around just because they have a little bit of an issue with their skills.
Oh, you're
so
right.
We won't see Chip and Sylvana this time around. But
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So it's a global ban for Chip and Sylvana.
Global ban for that's right. So Beatrix being banned out, I think they understand that Chan is one of the members that really play well with the Beatrix, and it kind of counters Harith because the Nibiru just followed him around.
Wow, there's a Jawhead pick, Churros, and so you mentioned about the early aggression that Influence Rage can apply. And with the Jawhead, it somehow deflects or somehow negates that early pressure, right? With the Jawhead, level 2 is also already considered
level
strong.
1.
Level 1 even, right?
Yeah.
So Papara Supermassive props him to pick the Jawhead up. And let's see here, the response from Influence Rage. What do they need? I think they need burst, or perhaps they need more bodies for that roam. They need a sandbag hero.
Yeah. I think this game is going to be tough for uh, Jotun, because he needs to find an angle to get that shadows in. So this is going to be Khalid and the mock up. So split push advantage over to Influence Rage. Going to be countered by Super Papa or Supermassive. You got the jaw hit in the hill, the combo right here. So the jungle is going to be in shambles. Jotun's going to have to watch out for that.
Yeah, it makes Influence Rage movement, mobility a little bit limited here with the Hilda and the Jawhead pick, right? And then you got Suyo, who is a fast clearing hero, but those are going to be the 10 heroes that will step into the Land of Dawn for the first game.
So coming into this first game, Turkey versus Brazil, which one do you have?
I think for the first game, I really like the composition from Papara Supermassive. I think they can get game one here based on the drafts.
Yeah, I do have to agree. But with the Jawhead and the Hilda, you have to play your cards right against a Hayabusa. He's going to have a tough time in jungle, but we'll see. It's just all about experience. It's all about skills. We don't have to wait anymore because this is it. The first game in Stream C. It's Influence Rage versus Papara Supermassive. The Turkish versus the Brazilians. Who will take it?
Ooh, let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Land of Dawn. And wow, you can see here the two purifies already brought by the two members of Papara Supermassive. So they want to control fights, but they want to also let the enemy know that, hey, it's not easy to crowd control me.
So I think it's really interesting about the rotations for Papara, because the Jawhead usually is trying to seek information from the enemy's jungles, but it's leashing Moji's farms so that he farms a little bit faster, moves a little bit faster, and gets that early rotation. You see from the gold, it's not too much, but just on a 200 gold lead by Supermassive at this point. Not too much, but this shows, and it snowballs quite a little bit. Looking at the player emblems, does anything speak out? So that's going to be Killing Spree on Suyo. It's typically the Impure Rage because of the small adjustments right there.
Yeah, I think he wants to be greedy here. I don't know if that's the wise move, but let's see. Right, with the Killing Spree, you're right. You can be more aggressive. You can take more risk. And it seems like Moji has a better EXP if you compare it to the Hayabusa. So let's see here, the first potential fight. No, of course, Yutun knows better.
Yeah. We're taking it slow. It's still 7 seconds until the first turtle spawns up. Papara Supermassive already in position because Influence Rage has the Hayabusa. They know that they can't contest for this one. Bloodspet is right there, building up a wall. He got off Moji.
Oh, let's see here. Turtle Doll will actually fall for a Bloodspet. And that's going to be Papara Supermassive disengaging. Yotun comes in. That's a feather airstrike, actually. And the realm spent as well. After dark will go down. Munsters picking up first blood in his first Brazilian game internationally.
Yeah, after dark, lights already shut off on the wrong side of the wall. But now, taking up that turtle, losing a member though, put them down by 400 gold. Still not that much, but it's a close game at this point. But with Paquito on the lead, that's a lot of fast farm right there. Trying to unleash that gold crab, getting it to Fury as well. So this is really teamwork at its best. But on the bottom side though, Yotun.
2v1. Wasa has enough space to get out of that. And a quick ejector on towards Paquito, and the damage from Moji is enough to take him down. Kill-wise is 1-1.
Yeah, nice little alley-oop from Bloodspet. Just waited in that bush right there, knowing the passing routes of Paquito and where he is, where he will be. So Turkey, that's a good call right there. Moji.
Munsters has to be careful, taking a lot of damage, taking a lot of heat, and he will fall. Papara Supermassive was up and ready there with the Netherrealm committed as well.
Yeah, after that, taking a little bit too much damage just right after the Netherrealm ended. But they will touch and go. But Influence Rage, though, not having a good time on that top side as Xiao trying to hold his lane strong. I think there's a lot of benefits to Proper Supermassive not caring about that gold lane because you want to shift the attention away from that gold lane.
That's a flicker.
Get a Raging Sandstorm.
Oh my goodness, that's a nasty damage there. But take a look at the backside. It's actually Bloodspats somehow zoning 3 members there, Churros. Second neutral objective is up, and it seems like Influence Rage has more tempo on the second ult.
Yeah, Jotun's already starting things up. Here comes Shell, pushing him back. Jotun takes down that turtle.
No, he finds more. Wasa, though, takes the kill. Harith finds in the Shaman Force. Bloodspat. Oh my god. That's a lot of damage. He will fall. Papara Supermassive now wants more, though. Wasa taking a little heat. Moji in the backside. Saved by the nether round, though. Moonsters delivers the kill. The Moonsters again applying more pressure, and Papara Supermassive finally disengaging.
It's like a sumo fight. Both these teams are so tanky in the front line. It's just who can zone out who the best. And because Furious is piloting the Moskov, it makes it so hard for Popper Supermassive to push him aside, even though he's naturally squishy. Here comes, oh, Shao
goes down. 4 members dive there. Bloodspat a little bit late to support his teammate. That's a Raging Sandstorm from Paquito. But it's going to be Wasa actually solo killing a member there alongside Afterdark. Bloodspat stuck. He goes down in no man's land. And Wasa, he repositions. Papara Supermassive, though, they lost the turret top.
They lost the turret at the bottom side as well. Jotun trying to find up and pick up all the scraps that Influence Rage left behind. And I think for Influence Rage, they're stronger if they're all together. And Popper Supermassive, they identify that. And they want to be able to ditch where they can, because if Wasa actually went in, they know that Monsters will be able to protect and push him away. He will lose his life.
Yeah. It is a little bit trickier. Papara Supermassive, they're playing to the tempo of Influence Rage, which is not a good sign, right? They managed to defend their mid turret though, so for now it's a reset. 10 kills the first 6 minutes. That's some heat.
Man, the zone potential from Chan is just so annoying. Every single time they want to get close or step a foot close, Chan pops up that better edge flash. Raging Sandstorm.
Shadow kill as well. Flicker from Wasa. Jotun is able to get out with that shadow kill. That's a flicker ejector on towards Moonsters, and he will fall the first one. Paquito alongside as well, and that is Papara Supermassive just taking over Chan as well. 3 members of IR, they're going down.
A massive fight for Supermassive. That's SOD, yes, but he will not go for it. Influence Rage constantly trying to take down the turrets on the side lanes, but Popper Supermassive, as long as they stick together, they will be able to face anything together. It's the next round combo that creates that death ball, and Bloodspat though, creating that alley-oop opportunity. Jotun coming in with Shadow Kill.
That's a stun, that's a pull from the Faramis, big one as well. He goes down alongside Wasa. That's a trade, a jungler for EXP. Papara Supermassive still somehow in control, even though they lost both top and bot turret earlier on.
Yeah, I think it's due to the fact that, like, who do you send to split push? It should be Moji, but you need Moji there for an additional stun up. If not, you don't have enough damage. The Shell just come online a little bit sooner. But right now, Popper Supermassive still on top with 8 kills to 7. The gold lead is equalized, and Popper Supermassive is still hunkering down. They're not bothering about that side lanes. They're not too worried about that as of now, but it will come to bite them in their foot in the later stage of the game.
Especially you have a Moskov in your opposing team, right? That's gonna be a handful in that late game if Fury does continue applying pressure in those side lanes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to enter the mid game. Papara Supermassive and Influence Rage seems like it's still even Stevens here. Outside of the turrets, take a look at the economy. Very much the same almost.
Just 400 gold lead for Popper Supermassive. Not much. Lord spawning up to 20 seconds. The play for Influence Rage is if you have the Moskov, just split push and get your SOD. Hope it lands and try to join in the team fight. And Popper Supermassive has to respond to the push that Fury is bringing into the table. Take a look at itemizations right now. There seems to be quite a bit of defense coming in for the Antique Cuirass, but they're They're just riding Chan off, but that Feather Airstrike is just doing so much damage. Even Block Sped or Wasa coming too close will be wiped out by that Feather Airstrike.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You pick up a Fairy Mist in front of the Arsa, it is going to be tricky. And now the Flicker Ejector, Unstoppable Force as well. Moonsters, though, is able to flicker out. That's going to be Supapara Supermassive taking Paquito down. The Bloodspat will go down as well. Now, that's going to be the burst damage coming towards Wasa after Dark the back lines, trying to retreat, but Xiao actually caught in a sticky situation, but somehow survives.
With a sliver, no less. Forcing Papa Supermassive back. No block spec, no Wasta, no block wall. It's a free Lord pick for Influence Rage. Jordan picks that one up.
Easy for Influence Rage to take that Lord. And now, Papara Supermassive, they need to defend. This is not... I don't know. I don't think they are going to do well if they keep the tempo like this. They need to have their own tempo. Papara Supermassive, they really need to have a stable ground. And Influence Rage right now, slowly but surely, are controlling the game with the Lord. Now, ladies and gentlemen, top lane, playing it slow. Influence Rage, they know they are in control now after Dark, receiving a lot of damage, forced to use that Purify early before defending the Lord top. That's not a good sign. Influence Rage marches on. Lord still very much healthy in the top side. And let's see here, Papara Supermassive, can they pull and save a turret? Seems like so. It will not touch their base turrets. But Influence Rage, seems like the call was, let's not take risks. We have control. 2k gold lead. Let's back off. Papara Supermassive with the conceal though. Paquito caught. Shaman Force committed as well. That's going to be Bloodspent though, taking the kill. Jotun jumps in another round committed. That's going to be Moonsters in the mix, taken down as well. Papara Supermassive now restabilizing, disengaging. Good call. Great call from Papara Supermassive and Influence Rage. They are the ones now, somehow now, back foot. Though they have more turrets. Let's see here. What will Papara Supermassive do in the next coming minutes? Influence Rage. Let's see the replay, right? Good conceal. Perfectly timed. Paquito. Yeah, he has no flicker. He wasn't able to escape. Somehow, Papara Supermassive forced that fight on towards Influence Rage, and they won. Fury wasn't in prime position to respond as well. And now, in 40 seconds, let's give you the next Lord coming up. Papara Supermassive somehow still holding on. 1k gold lead, though, for Influence Rage. So, Influence Rage, what's the call here? I think their call is going to have that conceal. Wings by Wing committed as well. Feather Airstrike Force. Jotun though in the mid. Shadow Kill committed. Not much of a threat. Jotun! He goes down. That's a mistake there. Good read by Bloodspat. Applying pressure. And that's going to be Influence Rage not having their own jungler for the Lord fight. Ladies and gentlemen, 12 minutes in. It's still the mid game technically, but we are going to head to the late game soon. And Influence Rage now, they were in a lead 2k gold through 2-3 minutes ago. Papara Supermassive now opening things up. They're initiating the Lord. Can Influence Rage without their jungler respond? Seems like now with the SOD connecting, that's going to be Fury jumping in with the free hit, finding a kill. Wasa though trying to apply pressure, but in the back, Bloodspat caught in fire. That's going to be 2 members down and out for Papara Supermassive. Brazil 4v5, no problem at all. Though Papara Supermassive, they have the Lord. It seems like it's going to be an irrelevant Lord though, considering they are only 3 members online here. And Influence Rage will take care of the Lord, no problem. It's going to be 1.8k gold lead now, so it's a-okay for Influence Rage. Papara Supermassive, they need to be more concise. They need to be more direct here, right? Especially they know that any second an SOD could come through. They need to be wary. They need to back up Xiao. They need to back up Moji during objective takes. And we didn't see that, right? In that first or the second Lord take here. And Influence Rage right now, they're almost 2K goldie here, Churros.
Yeah, I think it's just Papa Supermassive playing a little bit too close-knit together because they are strong as a team fight, so it's going to be hard for Influence Rage to take down. They just don't have that split push factor that Influence Rage is sort of like, taking advantage of. All lanes are pushing in. That's why Papa Supermassive is so far behind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Papara Supermassive, they are now in a bit of a pickle. I myself am a roamer, and if you're on a jawhead on a losing team, it's very hard to turn the tides around. And you can see here, Bloodsweat struggling, right? Sure, you can make a flicker ejector connection, but after that, what? Usually, it's going to be tough. Unless you find Fury, who's on a Purify, unless you find Chan, who also is on a Purify, it's going to be hard on a jawhead to be impactful if you're losing.
Taking a look at itemizations, though. Taking a look at itemizations, you see Wasa and Bloodsweat not building that magic defense, but I think it's actually Chan who's so annoying and pushing them away whenever they step close. The Predator Airstrike is sort of like dismantling Papa Supermassive from taking any further steps in and dismantling that front line before Xiao could actually do anything at all.
That, and also take a look at Fury, right? He is full items already, Churros, with the Rose Gold in hand as well. It's very much hard here. It's so hard to catch Fury, who is still deathless right now, 16 minutes in. And you can see here, very tidy gameplay shown by Influence Rage in the first game, especially after the objective, during objective takes.
Yeah. Come to think of it, I remember the question that I asked you before the game started, like Monsters coming in the driver's seat and sort of like leading that team and showing how things are getting played out really shows how Influence Rage likes to play this Moskov around, and especially for Fury, just waiting on that top side. No one is coming to defend that top lane. It's gonna get that slow push in, slowly whittle down that turret. And Papa Supermassive, at any one point of time, they really need to send someone to sort of like have an answer for this Moskov.
Yeah, and he is playing very carefully as well, right? I mean, if no one from Papara is showing on map, he will not show himself. Unless there are 4 members like clearing shown in his map, then he'll show perhaps top or bot. And that is very intelligent, very, very, again, clean gameplay from Fury. We mentioned that he is deathless, and there's a reason. Conceal though.
Oh, Conceal also Chan though!
That is Chan, even though he popped his Purify, but the damage comes through. Now, Papara Supermassive being a man up, it seems like they will take no time here in trying to contest the Lord. Top lane is still pushing though. Jotun finds the connection. SOD as well finds one. Pakito goes down, but it's going to be Moonsters going down as well. Now the top lane is wide open. Fury can end the game, but no, he decides to back away. Doesn't want to be greedy as Moji finds a kill on towards Jotun. They got the Lord, but they lost 4.
There's some massive damage coming out from Moji alone, but look at that top side though. Influence Rage, that was a clutch play from Jotun, taking down that Lord, and for Fury to push down that top side, this opens up so much power for Influence Rage, so much map control for Influence Rage. It's just Papa Supermassive, popping that Conceal, taking out Chan that caused that snowball rolling, but it was just that skill gap that Influence Rage kind of, took advantage of and taking down the turrets and taking down the objective. It feels very Filipino to me.
You're right. And now, what did we say, right? We expect a 20-minute long game, and we might
In
get
20 minutes.
and it is practically right. It is 18, and the Lord is still 100 seconds. So we might see a 20-minute game after all for our opening game on Stream C. Papara Supermassive here. They need to be careful now. All right. They need to be aware. Last time it was 5v4. They lost the Lord. Thankfully, they won the fight, but that cannot happen again.
Yeah, it was sad because it was like sort of like a wasted Lord push, because Papa are Supermassive. There was 4 members up alive, able to take that down fast, but they can just wait out the next 75 seconds for that Lord. But in order for Papa or Supermassive to win out this game, they need to be able to find Chan yet again.
Yeah.
But also control the side lanes, because now one of the tier 3s have already been popped open. That is high time for Fury to take full advantage of that one and take down the turrets from a backdoor play.
Yeah, and the thing is, Papara Supermassive, the Lord, is in the bottom side, and the top lane is busted. So you're right, the backdoor opportunity is also very much big for Influence Rage. Let's see here, the items.
There's a double immortality by Bloodspent. I think that is a sort of like an API bug right there. But they're still not respecting the damage that Chan brings to the table, and I think that could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Just because Chan has been doing so well, using the Feather Airstrike to zone everyone out. So Papa Supermassive, they want to be able to find Fury. They're going to conceal plan to find yourself.
Yeah, that's going to be Fury, though. Find the immortality in time! Now take a look at the response from the side of Influence Rage. Chan, though, goes down. It's going to be Papara Supermassive just restabilizing. That's going to be Moji now in trouble with the Shadow King. He fought immortality in time as well. Moji survives, and Afterdark finds a kill on towards Moonsurge. 3 members down and out, and Papara Supermassive and Influence Rage, they want blood. 2 members only up now. Will Papara close the series out?
There's a tier 2 being shredded down by Papara. We'll be going for the next one, though. This is their time to shine, though. It's Fury and Young against the world.
I don't think they can defend. Let's see here. Papara Supermassive flickering. Wasa doesn't find the connection. That's a steal. Take a look at the base turret. It's going to be Papara Supermassive closing the series out 1-0 for Papara.
Playing from the back foot,